Hey everyone, I'm going to show you guys how you can shade with a color pencil or regular pencil. So this is similar to what we did on the value sheets that I gave you in class. But I've been noticing that some projects are coming in and you don't have to color all in the same direction, but you should overlay your color or your mark making, I guess. In drawing, you refer to that as cross-hatching. So if you color in one direction, you can go kind of turn your paper and then color over in a different direction, and it'll help to kind of soften your marks. Also, developing the color. So in the negative space especially, maybe in the positive objects too, depending on your lighting. But you really want to develop your dark colors so that it really offsets your light colors. So typically, like in this example that we did from kind of on the whiteboard a week and a half ago or so, I just chose this out of my sketchbook to kind of use it as an example. So if I had my objects be really bright, and if they're buildings, if you have them be, like lighter grays or whatever, then you want to offset that with contrast. So one or the other should be darker. So in this case, I darkened the negative space. But I suppose if you had a cityscape with a bright white sky, you'd want your buildings to be a little darker. So just pay attention to contrast. So I started off with a blue there in the corner, and then I went over it with a purple. And then you can also go in with things that you want darker with a graphite pencil. And obviously you can keep that just gray and develop the color. So basically, in order to develop the color, you want to layer lots of different directions, but you also want to layer lots of different directions to soften kind of your mark making a little bit. So in this case, I'm going to show you how you can go in with regular pencil first and then overlay with color pencil. So I did just gray, and now I'm doing purple over the top of that, purple and blue. So I'll go ahead and color the star bright. And then don't forget also, we talked briefly about complementary colors. So if on this other corner, now obviously if this were my project, I would pick one of these and stay with it. But don't forget, you guys can practice this stuff in your sketchbook. But in this case, I went with the complementary to blue, which is orange, and I laid that down first. Then a little purple. And you can see how that's really darkening, and you really don't even see the orange anymore. Just pop the star a little bit. So you can see how I just increased that contrast around the star with darkening it. I went in with a little bit more orange, a little bit of yellow. So this corner of my sketchbook ends up having a lot of color overlapped. But again, it's giving us that really nice deep dark look. So all of the shapes would be nicely highlighted. On that other corner, if I felt like it wasn't dark enough, I'm actually going over color pencil with graphite. So that's typically not thought of either. Then back over the top with blue and purple again. So layers, layers, layers. That's how you develop your color when you're dealing with regular pencil or color pencil. Doesn't matter. You layer. So if you guys were little when you were kids, and if you had red, blue, and yellow paint, and you mixed it all up and you got some mucky kind of dark colors, that's kind of what we're doing here.